Bronzer is used to emulate a sun-kissed glow to the skin. Bronzing can be used to darken areas of the skin without masking it. Bronzer can be used to add warmth to your skin. Bronzer is a great way to make your skin look healthy and radiant. And yes, today's video is all about my favorite bronzers. Majority of them are high-end. As many of you know, I am a high-end luxury makeup lover. I do have one that is more affordable that I will be sharing today along with the others. So let's get to it. Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope we're all doing well, all things considered. Allow me to distract you a little bit. Today we're going to talk about some bronzers. I'm going to be sharing with you my top favorite, hands down, bronzers. In short, this is my bronzer collection. It would be unfair and untruthful of me to say that I don't have an absolute favorite bronzer. Because I do. But I do, in my defense, because I have a few options in my collection. I do love them all equally. I just have particulars that I prefer in some than others. But I do use them all. Some more than others, but I do use them all. So to start off my bronzer collection, it would only be right, only be fair. May I introduce you to my Tom Ford bronzing powder? Yes, isn't she cute? So I started off with this one, and it went so well that I graduated to the big one, because this didn't last very long. Once I got in, I didn't stop. I have other bronzers, but I just couldn't stop. I love the way this looked on my skin. It gave a little bit of radiance, but nothing heavily glowing. Just beautiful. This is in the shade number 3, Bronze Age. And here she is. So beautiful. Let me swatch her for you so you can see. I wear this bronzer with my full heavy glams. I wear this bronzer with no makeup at all, just a little concealer. I wear this makeup with skin tint. I love this bronzer. So good. And I really love the finish and how light it is, yet gives enough color without looking harsh. I think that's really what I love about it most. This is the exact same thing. It's just in the really super big one. This one is 0.74 ounces and the little one is 0.31. So you're getting a lot of product. Look how huge it is. It's huge. See, it's really huge. Compared. So you see the little baby one compared to the big mama? Yeah. This little guy is great for travel, putting in your purse if you want to freshen up or do your makeup whenever you get somewhere. This is really good to have at your makeup vanity because it's huge, it's massive. This is a beautiful bronzer. This bronzer is definitely on the warmer side. Next bronzer from my collection is from Marc Jacobs. These are the Omega bronzers. These have a little bit more product than the Tom Ford. The Tom Ford has 21 grams and the Marc Jacobs has 25 grams. So you get a little bit more bang for your buck with Marc Jacobs. I have 104 Tantastic and 106 Tantalize. I love the packaging on these. The mirror that you get inside of these is massive. So here's what the bronzer looks like. Let me swatch her for you. The lighter 104 and then the darker 106. The next bronzer from my collection, she's a new girl, but she was welcomed with open arms, and I'm loving her so very much. It's from Sisley. The proper name for this is the Phyto Touché Sun Glow Bronzing Gel Powder, and oh my goodness, how beautiful. I have really been having quite the time with this one. It's not as pretty anymore. It had like this really nice embossing and it was just beautiful. But I bought it to use it and I have, and I'm really liking it. The formula on this is really nice. It's a gel powder. It feels like it. And this one gives a little bit of glow to the skin, but it looks so natural. This is a bronzer I use with makeup and without. It's definitely more on the warmer side. It has the most glow of all of my bronzers. With this formula, sometimes you have to use a little more of a dense brush. But I use the Wayne Goss number 11. It's dense, but it's still soft and it moves well. And I do pick a product with it. This bronzer, it has the prettiest sheen. And this is a bronzer that I like to wear with not a lot of makeup. And it wears so nicely. So what I have on now, concealer, a little bit of eyeshadow. I'm using the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette on the eyes. Little mascara, and this is the typical bronzer that I would wear with it and call it a day. See how it has that nice glow, brings the look together? So pretty. One thing I love to do with my bronzers is I love to bronze the face and then I'll go ahead and run it through my crease. So it just pulls the look together when I don't know really what I'm doing with my face that day, and I'm probably not going to wear eyeshadow, but I want something on the lid. Running some bronzer through the crease, it's great. At first with the Sisley packaging, I was like, oh, it's going to be a fingerprint magnet. It's going to reflect off of everything. But I actually like it. I actually really like the packaging. It's simple, you know, and you do get a mirror, but I don't know if you noticed the trend with all my mirrors on my bronzers. They look like this with good reason, I promise. There's another one. There's what the Fenty, and that's what the Fenty one looks like. With my bronzers, I don't know why I do this, because I should just be doing it on my hand, but I tap off product on the mirror because I'm most always using a big mirror. So I will go into the bronzer and then tap off the excess on the mirror to kind of even out the distribution on the brush. Yeah. But back to the packaging on the Sisley. I like the packaging. I think it's sleek. I think it's clean. It's minimal. It's really nice. Next up in my collection is from Fenty Beauty. These are called the Sun Stalk'r. Let's try that again. This is the Sun Stalk'r in Caramel Cutie. This is a beautiful bronzer, and I love the variety and selection that Fenty always comes with. She's not just coming with one and you hope that it'll work. She's got something for everybody. I mean, hello. Give you a nice swatch of her. I love how it looks with one light layer, just kind of diffused into the skin. It looks really soft. Now I'm going to build it because why not? So you can see how she builds up. So we have nothing on this side, and this side is the Fenty. And this one has that more matte, soft matte finish. This is really amazing. It blends really nicely into the skin. It doesn't look harsh. It doesn't look muddy. That's one thing about all of the bronzers. I'm very particular and picky. I try a lot of product. Not a lot always finds a home here. But the Fenty bronzer is great. Great formula. Great, even better color selection. Yes. Okay, so the next bronzers in my collection are from Guerlain. These are the Terracotta bronzing powders. Now I have 2 of them. Do you see the trend here? I need 2. I need one for the mood that I'm in on Monday and one for the mood that I'm in on Wednesday, okay? It's a Gemini thing, all right? I believe one of these shades is discontinued, which is kind of sad, but I have 5 and 7. Look, the packaging on these is really, really pretty. And you can see the logo inside of this top. It's almost like it's a little bit domed. And it's got the reflection of the logo, if you can see it right there. Now, let me start off with number 5. Now, number 5, this one I love to use on the lighter makeup days or the days where I'm wearing no foundation, no skin tint. I'm just wearing a little concealer and I want a little color to bring everything together. I will use this. Let me swatch them side by side for you. Number 5. And then number 7. Such subtle differences, but they really do wear quite different for me. So 5 and 7. They really look almost identical in the pans. They're probably a hair difference in tone and depth, but they are very, very similar. I do find myself using shade number 5 more than I do number 7 because I wear it more often, like on the no makeup days. So what I'll do for the Guerlain bronzers is I'll do the lighter one on one side and then the darker one on the other. And so we're going to start with number 5. So that's how number 5 looks. And then cleaning off the brush, number 7. So here is number 7. And then here is number 5. The formula on this is great. It goes on very smooth. It's not patchy. And you can build it up to your preferred intensity. Like you can sit there and start off light and just build from there, and it does that very nicely. Next up from the collection is from Benefit. This is the Hoola bronzer. As many of you know, Hoola started off as one bronzer and then they expanded. This is her in the shade Caramel. Benefit's packaging is unique, and I love that they stuck to it. They didn't cave when people are like, oh, this is weird. We want a circle compact like everybody else. No, Benefit decided we're going to be original. We're going to be how we want to be, and it works. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the packaging. I can see how it's a little to get every last bit of product because of the shape, but by the time you hit pan on this, I'd say just buy a new one. I hold on to the brush in the little packaging. I don't know why, because I'll never use it, but I just feel like it needs to stay there. But you do get a little mirror, and here is the actual product. You know what? I find myself using this to contour my nose quite often. I think it's a really pretty color. This one. I have to go in lightly with this bronzer because it's a darker bronzer. That's a very light layer of it. It builds beautifully. Benefit bronzer is definitely more matte. So it beside a more glowy sheen finished kind of bronzer, you can definitely see the difference. The bronzers that I'm sharing with you, all of them, after trying many, getting rid of many, these to my standard are good, high quality, well performing, I love them, bronzers. Okay, I saved the absolute best for last. This is my drugstore gem, and it's from Physicians Formula. It's the Butter Bronzer. This one is in, what shade is this? Oh, this is in the shade Endless Summer. I think this is the second to last one. Now, one thing I will say about this bronzer is there is this beautiful, I don't know, there's just, it has a smell. It's a nice smell. It's a soft smell. What is that? I have no idea, but it smells really nice. And this is a bronzer that has a little bit of a sheen to it. Show you a nice little swatch of her. And I think this is my darkest. The Fenty's still darker. So yeah, I think my Fenty definitely is my darkest bronzer. But the Butter Bronzer is like the runner-up. So, like I mentioned, using this Butter Bronzer, it is really soft, so you get a lot of kick up. So I really like to press as gently as possible. And even then, getting lots of kick up. And this Butter Bronzer has a slight sheen to it, like the Sisley, but I think the Sisley is the most with the sheen. This is not as glowing as the Sisley. But that's it. Doesn't take a lot with this Butter Bronzer, and I think that's why I like it so much. You don't need a lot. It doesn't take a lot of work, you know, to build it up. You literally just go in and here you go. So here's the Butter Bronzer side versus the Fenty side. So my two darkest are on my face now. So that scent on the Butter Bronzer, it is something that lingers a little bit. And at first when I got it, I was like, oh, because I'm okay with a fragrance in a product, but I don't like it lingering for a long time. Like with the Tom Ford products, a lot of the face products, they have that lavendery natural scent. Or with Sisley, you'll get that more botanical scent, but it goes away. It doesn't linger. With the Butter Bronzer, I find it to linger. And it takes a little while for it to fade away. I mean, it eventually fades away, but it is a little much at first. So maybe that's like the one downside with it. I think the packaging is pretty, it's a little thick, you know, and there is a mirror. There actually is a mirror in it. It's at the bottom. And you get this little applicator, which is like a spongy applicator. I don't see myself using it, but... And that concludes my collection of bronzers. It's not as many as you thought, now is it? See? I love all my bronzers. I do, and I use them all. Especially on no makeup days. I think I use bronzer more on my no makeup days than my makeup days. I know, I didn't really believe it either. But I do. I just feel like when I have concealer and like not makeup on, I need to have color and just a little something going on the face. And that's what bronzer does for me. So I love bronzer a lot. I just don't have a major wide selection and variety like with lipstick or eyeshadow palettes, because these are my little diehards. These are the ones that I know, okay, I can use that for that look, that for that mood, and so on. Look forward to sharing more of my collection now that I've decluttered everything and everything's organized. Yes. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Thank you so much. Stay healthy, stay strong. We're gonna get through it, guys. Stay beautiful. I'll see you soon. Bye.